What is good, everyone? Today with my AEW Double or Nothing review. Of course, Double or Nothing was the very first event under the All Elite Wrestling banner. This is their very first show, and I gotta say, overall, coming out of Double or Nothing, they definitely knocked it out of the park and gave us a tremendous show. I thought Double or Nothing was definitely a great show. To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I enjoyed this show more than All In back in September, because I thought that was a really fun, amazing show. So I'm not sure if I enjoyed this more, but this definitely was up there in terms of show quality. Just the last couple matches definitely knocked out of the park and really delivered, and you had a huge surprise at the end as well. At least for me, I thought it was a huge surprise, and I just really enjoyed it. And I thought this was definitely a great, first impression for the AEW company and the brand itself. And I'm very excited to see the future events. They have some matches announced for the upcoming events. They announced the huge All Out show in September back at Chicago at the Sirius Center once again on August 31st, I believe. And of course, they have their huge TV deal coming up, which I'm pretty sure they'll probably debut in the fall as well. So AEW's got a lot going on for themselves, and I'm very excited to see how they go in the future. And yeah, just a tremendous way to give a first impression of the AEW brand and the AEW company as a whole. So I'm going to try and get through this review as fast as I can, because I do have stuff I want to do tonight. So I want to try and get through this as quickly as I can, so it won't be as in-depth as my most usual reviews, so I apologize for that. But of course, before we had the official main show, we had the buy-in, which was the hour pre-show before it. We had two matches on there. Of course, we had the Casino Battle Royale, which I thought was very fun. I thought you had some good spots in there. It's some surprises, like you had Billy Gunn, Tommy Dreamer, of course, Hangman Page was the final participant, Marco Stunt. So you had a handful of some competitors that weren't announced for it that joined in, so that was a nice surprise. Some people got their spots in. Joey Janela had a really nice elimination where he got eliminated, where he got chokeslammed through a table on the outside, but I believe it was Luchasaurus, I believe. I'm not really too sure. Chokeslam. I'm pretty sure it was him. Dustin Thomas, who was a man that unfortunately does not have legs. Well, he has the leg limbs, but he doesn't have the full legs. He had a really nice showcase in this match. He hit a 619, Joey Janela. So it was very awesome to see his performance in this match as well. Ending came down to Hangman Page, Luchasaurus, and Jimmy Havoc. Luchasaurus eliminated Jimmy Havoc. Then, of course, Hangman Page eliminated Luchasaurus. Everyone thought that was it. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, MJF came out. But then you didn't do anything. Hangman Page hit him with the buckshot lariat and then threw him out, won the match, and wins the Battle Royal. So Hangman Page will be competing for the first ever AEW World Heavyweight Championship match in the future. So good, congrats to him. Then of course we had Kip Sabian taking on Sammy Guevara. Really nothing of a match. They really didn't do anything. The last couple minutes were actually really good. They had a really nice spot where they did a superplex onto the outside, but then Sammy Guevara, they both landed on their feet, and Sammy Guevara hit a suplex onto the outside, which is a nice spot right there. And then Kip Sabian ended up pinning Sammy Guevara to get the win. So like I said, really nothing of a match. The last couple minutes got really good, and I enjoyed that for what it was. And then, of course, going to the main show, which opened up with, well, actually, before the show opened up, towards the end of the buy-in, you had a little, vignette, being the elite intro with the Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Cody all entering the arena. They come out, they promote the show. They're all saying, let's, welcome them to Double or Nothing, enjoy the show, blah, 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 blah. Just introducing everyone to AEW Double or Nothing, which led to the main show, which opened up with the six-man tag team match, SoCal Uncensored SCU taking on Strong Hearts. This was a very fun opening match here. The Strong Hearts had a really strong showing. I've been familiar with SEMA. I've seen his stuff in the past from PPV and whatnot, but I haven't seen any of the other two as tag team partners. But this definitely was a very good showcase for the what was it, OWE? I believe the company's called OWE or OVE. I think it's OWE. I do apologize if I got that mixed up, but they had a really good strong showcasing. I thought they had a really good quick back and forth freaking tags. They were very dominant. Christopher Daniels had a really nice hot tag, as well as Kazarian. Kazarian actually had a really nice showcase this match. I think out of SCU, he definitely had the better one. I mean, they all look good, but I think not Christopher Daniels, I apologize. Kazarian definitely looked the best in my opinion. He had a really nice spot where he had a beautiful Northern Lights suplex and just went absolutely ape shit during the match. Ending came with a beautiful best Meltzer driver ever by Kaz as well as Daniels to secure the victory for SCU. Very surprised to see them win. I thought definitely Strong Hearts get the win to kind of stronger the relationship between AEW and OD. I apologize. OWE. There we go. Sorry, sometimes I get too excited and I can't, I stumble for my words. I apologize. But, it's good to see SCU get the win. Like I said, very strong opening match. Then, of course, we go to which was supposed to be a three-way match, of course, between Dr. Britt Baker, Kylie Ray, and Nyla Rose. But then Brandy Rose comes out, I'm thinking, fuck, she's really going to put herself in the match. But no, she says this match needs to be awesome, and she introduces Awesome Kong, which is a nice surprise. I haven't seen Awesome Kong in a long time, so it's very nice to see her. The overall match itself was a good match. You can tell all four women worked very hard. They had some nice spots. Of course, did the infamous Tower of Doom spot with with all 4 competitors, which you always get that in any kind of multi-person match. It's almost guaranteed to happen. So of course with the Tower of Doom, we had Nyla Rose and Awesome Kong stare down, which led to them brawling, which led to Britt Baker and Kylie Ray hitting super kicks onto Awesome Kong, which knocked her on the outside. And then of course Nyla Rose speared her into the steel steps. Britt Baker hit a super kick, and her and Kylie Ray went out for a little bit, and then Britt Baker ended up getting the victory over Kylie Ray. So that was a very fun match as well. Britt Baker definitely was the right person to go over. I do feel like Britt Baker is someone that they should go forward with in terms of the face of the women's division. She definitely should be the first ever AEW women's champion, if you ask me. But yeah, very strong showing from all 4 competitors. From there, we go to Best Friends taking on Angélico and Jack Evans. This was a kind of a weird match because right from the get-go, of course, you thought this was more of a showcase match for Angélico and Jack Evans. But honestly, it's quite opposite. You know, right from the get-go, Angélico and Jack Evans were kind of showcasing, they're kind of showboating, did some great spots. Like, you know, Angélico had, I forgot who on his shoulders, and then Jack Evans jumped on him and did a moonsault off of Angélico's shoulders, or whoever was on Angélico's shoulders, onto the outside to take whoever else was out on the outside out, which was a great spot there. Then Best Friends all of a sudden got really dominant. You know, Chuck Taylor was very dominant, threw him into the corner, which hit a Falcon Arrow. He did the deal, but Jack Evans kicked out the Falcon Arrow, and everyone's confused by that. And Best Friends were just very dominant and ended up getting the victory. You know, then did a Doomsday Device with a running knee from Trent from the top rope to pin Jack Evans, I believe it was. And I was very surprised to see Best Friends win. I really thought this would be more of a showcase, like I said, for Angélico and Jack Evans. But it was a good match. I was just very confused with the way it laid out. And it was just, I don't know, it was very odd the way they went about it. But then afterwards at the match, you had Super Smash Bros. Debut, as well as some other people who I don't know. They debuted and took them all out, and I thought that was a great debut for the Super Smash Bros. I've always been a huge fan of the Super Smash Bros. Their matches with the Young Bucks and just matches in general in PWG back in 2011 and 2012 were just absolutely outstanding, and I'm very glad to finally see them come back, be able to come back to the US and have a better showing than they had before. So very excited to see Super Smash Bros. In All Elite Wrestling. It should be a great time. From there, we go to the 6-woman tag team match. Of course, we have Team Shida versus Team Aja Kong. I will butcher all their names, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce all of them. But for what this was, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I don't really watch Joshi wrestling, so this is kind of a first look for me. And to see how charismatic and how energetic and just kind of how fun these women were having, definitely made me enjoy it. I think Aja Kong and what was her name, Shida, definitely had a great showing. Especially Aja Kong. I think she looked absolutely awesome, hitting that pile driver onto whoever. I don't know who it was. I apologize. I thought that was great, and she definitely had a good showing. And it was a very fun match. And the finish is pretty hectic. And I believe Team Shida ended up getting the victory towards the end, and it was a lot of fun. So for a match that I didn't even care to watch at all, they somewhat invested me in it, and like I said, I had fun. I definitely enjoyed the competitors in it, so that was, I enjoyed it. From there, we go to Cody versus Dustin Rhodes. Now, going to this match, I didn't think it'd be anything that good. I mean, I basically judged it off their Fastlane match in 2015 when they're Goldust and Stardust, so I really wasn't a fair outlook on it, but they pulled it off. First off, Cody, I'm sorry, but he came off like a huge geek. They had a Triple H throne out, and he gets a sledgehammer and destroys Triple H's throne. I'm just like, come on. Like, do you really have to be like that? I mean, for a company that's trying to distance themselves from WWE, you're sure doing everything you possibly can to be connected to WWE in some capacity. But, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, it's like, come on, that really wasn't needed. But it was what it was. The match itself was incredible. This is a perfect example, at least for me, of like an old school 80s brawl. And I fucking loved every second of this match because it wasn't a wrestling match. It was a straight fight. Very early on, Dustin got busted open. He was gushing out blood. Like, he bladed way too fucking deep. The blood was pouring all over his face. It was all over the mat. That was way too much for Dustin to do. And then, of course, Brandy Rhodes hit an awesome spear on Dustin on the outside, which got her ejected. And Cody and Dustin just had one hell of a brawl. And it wasn't a wrestling match, which I absolutely loved. And they went out there and just had a fight. And I thought it was great. You had some great near falls. Cody hit a crossroads for a great near fall. Dustin hit his finisher, Shattered Dreams, I believe it's called, the neck breaker, for a great near fall as well. Cody hit a Gringo Killer, and then Dustin Rhodes had his fiery comeback, which Dustin's selling was fantastic, by the way, too. Like, he would swing and then he would fall because he was passing out from all the blood coming out. I thought Dustin's selling was fucking superb. The psychology, the storytelling, everything about this fight was fucking awesome, and it blew away my expectations. I thought they would have an alright match because, honestly, these two on paper, I was like, they're not going to put an awesome match on. They just can't. But they didn't put an awesome match. they put on an awesome fucking fight, and I loved every second of it. Cody got the victory at the Crossroads. Cody's just covered in blood. So is Dustin, I apologize. The mat's covered in blood. Just bloodshed everywhere. I definitely thought it was a great match. And afterwards, Cody gets in the mic. Cody walks away at first, and Cody's like, you know what? No. And he turns around, and he walks back in the ring, gets the mic, and he's all emotional. He goes, you know what? This will not be your retirement match, because I need one favor from you. When I put in I don't know why I'm holding up like I'm holding a mic like Cody did. But he goes, I put in a match for Fight for the Fallen. And it's not me, and I put your name in it as well, and it's not, me versus you, it's me and you versus the Young Bucks. So at Fight for the Fallen, I should say, apologize. It's going to be Cody and Dustin versus Young Bucks, and I'm very excited for that. Cody and Dustin had awesome matches back in 2013 when they were a tag team, 2014, and I'm very excited to see them tear up with the Young Bucks. And I thought the way Cody was crying, so was Dustin. The emotion from that segment as well, from the post-match, was just absolutely tremendous, and they completely invested me in those two, and I'm very excited to see the upcoming tag team match between them and the Bucks. So Cody versus Dustin, personally my favorite match of the night. Just an absolutely awesome brawl. Loved every second of it. And then, like I said, blew my expectations away. From there, I'm going to go to a very pointless segment. It's supposed to be the unveiling of the AEW World Championship. Bret Hart comes out and everything. Before Bret Hart introduces it, Hangman Page comes out. And then, of course, MJF comes out and just... I just want him to shut the fuck up. Like, I enjoy his character, but like, it's majority of the heat is get the fuck off my TV heat, and that's not good. You don't want to get the fuck off my TV. You want the heat where it's just like, man, this guy's really pissing me off, not the get the fuck off my TV heat. So, big waste of time. Then, Hangman Page comes out and brawls with them. Jungle Boy comes out. Jimmy Havoc comes out. They all beat down MJF. And then Brett just throws a title up, and they do a horrible shot of it. So, I feel like the whole brawl thing really took away from the unveiling, but it was what it was. The championship is beautiful, by the way. I love the design of it, but the championship is way too fucking big. I know they're going for WCW big gold belt style, but that thing is just fucking massive. So, I don't know. The size is way too big, but the title itself is beautiful. The segment, like I said, they kind of took away from the championship by doing that pointless brawl and pointless segment, but it is what it is. And then from there, I'm going to go to the AAA World Tag Team Championship match. The Young Bucks taking on the Lucha Brothers. This match was fucking awesome. Honestly, match-wise, this was the best match of the night, if you ask me. This was an incredible match from both tag teams. My only complaint was it was too long. They did way too many false finishes to the point where I was just... Well, they weren't even false finishes. They were just kicking out of each other's finishes to the point where I was just like, you're killing the false finishes. I couldn't buy in the false finishes at that point because they were just kicking out of fucking literally everything. But this match was insane. They did bust out everything. The Young Bucks, definitely tell them not wrestling, all the time since they haven't really wrestled that. I think they mentioned on commentary they've only wrestled twice this year prior to this match. You can definitely tell that healing up definitely worked out because they were definitely rejuvenated, especially Nick. Nick was very athletic. He was really just going out there and putting his body in the line. I definitely thought he had the best performance out of everyone in this match. Phoenix was fucking phenomenal in this match. He did an awesome spot with the Bucks in the corner where I can't even describe what the fuck he did because it was so fucking incredible and outrageous, something I haven't really seen before, or at least something I haven't seen in a long time. So kudos to Ray Phoenix for looking absolutely awesome. Another awesome spot was Matt and Ray Phoenix were on the apron, and fucking Pentagon leaps over Phoenix and hits Matt with a fucking Canadian Destroyer on the apron. Then of course Phoenix goes in the ring and hits Nick with the Canadian Destroyer. Fucking awesome spot right there from the Lucha Bros. And of course, he just had a lot of craziness going on. The Young Bucks busting out some maneuvers from their past tag teams. They ended up hitting the Motor City Machine Guns finish, which was awesome. Matt busted out the Brain Buster from El Generico in the corner, which was an awesome spot right there as well. Pentagon hit a package power driver for a nice near fall. Just a bunch of craziness, and it was just a whole bunch of awesome spots. Like I said, the only real complaint I had was I thought the match went a little too long. But besides that, it was an incredible match. Young Bucks ended up retaining after the more bang for your buck on Phoenix. Awesome stuff. Hats off to him. Like I said, my personal match. Oh, not my personal match tonight. It was match tonight, match quality wise, but it wasn't my favorite match to happen in the show. So, Bucks, Lucha Bros, awesome stuff. Then, of course, we're going to the main event, which was Kenny Omega taking on Chris Jericho. This was a great match, but it definitely doesn't compare to the Wrestle Kingdom match from from last year, actually, 2018, Wrestle Kingdom 12. But it was still great. It was just very slow. It was kind of more of a wrestling match, which is really different because I thought, I think a lot of people, including myself, were expecting a brawl, but they were kind of just wrestling. They brawled at the beginning. They entered the table. Omega did not a somersault, but a front flip onto the table into Jericho. Jericho pushed him off the barricade and doing the rock gimmick with the camera, and then of course Omega spat water into the camera into Jericho's face as well, which is a great callback to Rock and Austin. And they just kind of had a match. You know, Omega was telling his ass off. He took a drop kick on the apron and nearly broke his fucking neck landing. So, hats off to Kenny for taking it, like, for doing that spot. So, Omega really made this match. You know, Omega definitely attempted the one-wing angel several times. Jericho got out of it. Jericho hit a code breaker off the top rope, it came off great. And they just had a really good match for what it was. There really wasn't much to it. It was kind of I wouldn't say it was underwhelming, but for the standards I had for this match, I would say it was underwhelming just for that. But it's still a great main event. Jericho beats him with the fucking the whatever something Judas. I've never even heard of it. It's basically a fucking back arm, and he beats Omega that way. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You have Kenny Omega job to a fucking back arm? Whatever, it is what it is. Omega's nose was busted, so I guess that's kind of what played into the finish. Omega's nose is just gushing out blood, by the way. That thing was like a fucking faucet. And yeah, Jericho pins him. So it's going to be Chris Jericho versus Hangman Adam Page, which I'm assuming will be at All Out for the AEW World Championship. And you know, it's a great way for Hangman Page to win the championship. I don't expect Jericho to win the championship, so I'm definitely expecting Hangman Page to win it, and then of course build down a Hangman Page versus Omega match in the future. So Jericho wins, and gets on the mic and says I expect a thank you, and then out of fucking nowhere, you know what happens? Jon Moxley comes running. My voice crack right there. Great voice crack. Let's try that again. Jon Moxley comes running down the stairs, Shield style, runs in the ring, takes everyone out, you know, hits dirty deeds on Jericho, hits dirty deeds on the fucking referee, and then goes to Omega, helps him out. He's like, no, fuck it. Goes for dirty deeds on Omega. Omega's like, fuck no. You know, brawls with almost called it Ambrose, with Moxley on the outside. They go up to the stage where they have the chips for, Vegas chips. They brawl on top of the chips, and then Moxley hits him with the fucking dirty deeds right on there, and then you know what he does after that? He doesn't stop there. He takes him and fucking gives him an AA off the goddamn thing through the stage. Fucking crazy, and that's how the show ends. And that's how you end the show. Very, very surprised Jon Moxley went to AEW, to be perfectly honest. I think him going there was inevitable, but I really thought he would just tour the indies for a little bit, then go to AEW, maybe down the line, like maybe next year. I don't know, but I just really wasn't expecting Jon Moxley to go to AEW, because I really didn't think he would sign a contract. Not saying he signed a contract, which he probably did, but I don't know. I just didn't think he would definitely sign with another company that quickly after leaving WWE. But who knows? Moxley is back, and I'm very excited. The stuff he did in that couple minutes was the best stuff he's done in quite some time. So I'm very, very excited to see Jon Moxley in AEW, especially a match with Kenny Omega. That is something I'm very, very excited for. But Double or Nothing, like I said, just a great show. There were some flaws. Some of the camera work wasn't the best. The referee fucked up a handful of times, like in the women's match. The referee fucked up the finish completely. It was clearly a 3 count. That women's match had like 15 3 counts, but the referee stopped for whatever reason. JR was absolutely terrible on commentary. No offense to him. Excalibur had to carry the commentary. Alex, whatever, the third member of commentary, he was terrible too. Excalibur was really the only good person on commentary the entire night. But that didn't affect the show. I'm not going to let horrible commentary. I mean, the commentary wasn't terrible. I mean, it was what it was, but I'm not going to let that affect the overall quality of the show. I still had a lot of fun with it. AEW Double or Nothing, like I said, I thought it was a great show. Definitely was a tremendous way to start out the AEW brand. And I'm very excited for the future shows. I know they have the Fighter Fest next month, and of course they have Fight for the Fallen, I believe, in July. And then, of course, you have All Out at the end of August. So you have the next 3 shows already lined up with matches announced. Well, All Out doesn't have any matches announced, but the other 2 shows have matches announced. And I'm pretty sure All Out will have a stacked card. Omega versus Moxley. Of course, you're probably gonna have Jericho and Page for the AEW World Championship. I'm pretty sure a lot of great stuff's been going on in that show as well. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of AEW shows. I'm looking forward to AEW in general, their TV deal whenever they start airing on TNT. That's gonna be a lot of fun. And yeah. Just had a lot of fun with AEW Double or Nothing tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please feel free to leave a like below. And of course, the next time, I'll see you guys there. Thank you guys for watching the video.